everyone, it's Cara. Welcome back to my Tuesday top-ups. Today I am using Posca, well not Posca, but acrylic paint markers to show you how to get a watercolour effect. I'm going to do this on these small canvas to show you. So as you can see, what I've just done is I've primed my paint marker and then I have pumped it and scribbled it onto a piece of cellophane. Now you can use cellophane, you can use a bit of packaging, you can use a plastic bag, you know, like a sandwich bag. You can use anything like that that it's not going to absorb into. And then I've spritzed it with a little bit of water and just put it onto my canvas. I do splodge it about a bit just to get the colour sort of all over the place. And then I pop that one to the side, and I've done, because I've got 4 canvases today, so I'm just then doing the other canvases. I am going to do 2 colours on each canvas, but you do need to let one colour dry before you start on the next colour. Otherwise, you will just get them sort of smudging in together. So if, for instance, you used blue and pink, it will come out purple. Now, if you're okay with that, then obviously you don't need to dry them, but I wanted the colours to be layered on top of each other. I was going for a specific look because I know what I'm going to use these canvases for in the long run. So I did those close-ups on that first layer just so you could see exactly what I'm doing, but I've zoomed out a little bit now and I'm just going to do the second layers in exactly the same way on each of the canvases. So what I've done is I've laid out the colour pens next to the canvases that I wanted so that I remembered the colour combos I'd already picked. This sort of magenta and sort of tealy one that I've just popped up in the top where it's now got 2 layers on is my absolute favourite combo. I would probably put this on all my canvases if I didn't want them all to just look the same. And then I've used the teal with this blue, which didn't give as much contrast as I would have liked. However, I do like it now that it's dry. And then the green and the yellow are both going to get orange on them. I'm not really sure why I did the 2 colours the same. Maybe, I don't know, I looked through my pens and just thought green and orange and then orange and yellow, and I didn't really realise I'd done the orange twice. Not that it matters because they do look very different with the corresponding colours. And then once those are dry, which is now from the magic of YouTube, I'm now using exactly the same pens to stamp some background stamping onto the canvas to give it some more interest in the background. So all I've done again is just prepped my pen, scribbled that out onto the plastic sheeting of whatever you're going to use, whether it's a baggie. I've got a piece of little perspex, 1 little spritz of water for this one just to get the pen sort of a little bit wetter, and then dipping my stamps into it and popping them on the corresponding canvas. Now, what I will say is acrylic markers are paint pen in markers. So please, please, please clean your stamps once you've used them this way, because it is just like using paint with your stamps. So you will need to clean them properly to make sure you get that paint off. It's not the same as ink. I do not worry about cleaning my stamps that much, but if I'm using paint markers or paint on them, I do make sure I clean that off. Whilst I've got that little bit of acrylic pen paint, if you want to call it that, on my piece of acrylic, I just added a little bit of water, as you can see I'm doing there, and just added a little bit of splatter to those backgrounds as well. Now, the splatter, when you've watered it down, is quite faint. I do like it, but I also wanted some stronger splatter, which is what you can see me doing now with the actual pen. So prime your pen on the same surface and then flick that or bash it onto your canvas, and that will also give you some great splatter. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really enjoy making things like this, and I really enjoy the watercolour effect that these pens give. You can do this with a lot of different materials, but I do love doing it with Posca pens or paint pens, whatever you've got to hand. These are Staedtler paint pens, but as I said, all acrylic paint pens will work in the same way. If you've liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave a little comment, see what you Tell me what you think about this video if you like, and if you've done anything similar. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a close-up. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to do a little bit of black stamping as well first. Ah, yes, that's because I'm going to put black and white images that I've drawn onto these canvases later. So I've added a little bit of black stamping onto each one of them, just so that the black and white image doesn't seem a little bit off when I've got, you know, the black lines. So just add a little bit of black stamping. So anyway, there's the canvases with just the paint on them. You'll agree they look great. Thank you for watching, guys. See you again soon.